What's up, guys? I am just getting back from the gym. Welcome back, and today we are doing a full day of eating, so let's get started. I'm hungry. All right, so up first we have egg whites and 1 whole egg. So I have 1 cup of oats. I am going to scoop that out while I bring this pot to a boil. Let's fire it up. All right, and I will, while that's boiling, I will get a hose of the egg white carton, crack that open. And we gotta make sure we don't spill the oats. Haha. I am not going to review like amounts of certain foods because I just don't like the idea of some people, you can't, my diet changes from week to week. So you can't decide that you're going to eat everything in the same amounts that I'm going to eat, right? It's just based upon how I look from week to week when I check in with my coach. And then, we take it from there and we assess again every week. So every week I have to get in front of the camera, take check-in photos. When I see him in person, it's more of an evaluation in person. So again, I will give what I eat, but I'm not giving the amounts. So 1 whole egg, egg whites. All right, so I'm going to pour in my egg whites. All right, there we have it. And then we're going to cook that. So this is Morton's, and it's a season all, but it's seasoning blend. I've had a hard time finding it at some stores now, so I usually get it online from Walmart. I order a lot of them, and I mean a lot of them. So there you have it. We're gonna go ahead and get the goods going. So I'll usually take, because I'm pretty liberal with this, I really, really, really like it. So I'll kind of sprinkle it in and fire it up. Yeehaw. All right, so here we have it. We've got the egg whites and the 1 whole egg. We've got the oatmeal with the blueberries, and I just plopped them right in. So hot. Yeah. And then I'll have my morning tea. And after I finish this, I typically will have my glutamine and my amino acids. That's a part of my mutant stack for the morning. My multivitamin, my CoQ10, along with my B50 and vitamin C. So that's kind of how the morning starts. And then we'll be moving on to meal 2. Got cleaned up real quick. Before I jet out to run errands, just going to go ahead and get down these BCAAs. Going to do pineapple today. And I mix that with my glutamine. And I'm just, I'm such a fan of all of the bubbly. Yeah, sparkling water is just, it's grown to be a favorite. It just makes me feel like I'm drinking soda pop. But it's not soda pop. And then I get to flavor it with whatever I want. So, and they have, flavors, but it just makes me feel like, okay, this is like a guilty pleasure, but not guilty. All right. So I'm gonna add in the glutamine now. And because it is, already carbonated, you have to be careful with giving it a shake. So I just kind of stir it a little bit. The nice thing about our product is that it dissolves very easily. So I don't have to do much. It literally, once it hits the water, it's good to go. But it's so good. So I only put a little bit of this can in here, about half. So I'll give it a nice swish and move it around. And it starts to get a little fizzy. It's really, really good. My jam. And then I'll pour the rest in. And I got to sip while I ride. So I shall be back for meal number 2 very shortly. Right now, my frequency for eating is once every 2 hours. So my alarm goes off in the phone. I have preset alarms to go off at 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, and 6. So that's basically how the meals get structured. And yeah, I give myself a 30-minute window. So every 2 to 2.5 hours. Of course, if I'm busy, if I'm working at an expo, or if I'm doing something that, you know, maybe requires a little more time, at least I have a 30-minute window to say, hey, you know, I am, you know, going to snooze the alarm really quick, but I've got 30 minutes and I need to actually leave. Like I'm leaving in 30 minutes. So far it's working. No complaints there, but most people, they know we're athletes, we got to eat. So again, I always like to say, if you can make sure that you're accountable to yourself, right? No excuse. You know, when you hear the alarm go off, it's time to eat. Just do what you got to do, and then you get back to business. All right, guys, gotta move. I shall be back for meal number 2. Before I go, real quick, one quick sip. There's nothing like that first sip. All right, later. My next meal is actually going to be some of this wonderful tilapia, spinach, again raw, and orange sweet potato. So I'm gonna get into that before I pack the beef up. Time to go eat, and got my LaCroix. All right, so it is time for the next meal, however, and we're at meal 3. I decided that since I need to cook a little more protein, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I have some tilapia from Costco. I have some 92% lean. I ordered 96. They did not have any. So it's okay. And then I scored some more purple sweet potatoes. I actually didn't think that the store that I ordered them from would have them. But I said, it's listed here in Instacart. I'll just add them, and I wasn't expecting anything, but they actually had them. So I'm going to put those in the oven last, but I'm going to cook the proteins first. And this is quite a bit of protein. I have 2 packs of tilapia from Costco. So I'm going to show you guys how I kind of speed up the process and get it all cooked at once. And then I just measure it out, pack it away, and then I'll have at least my proteins ready to go for the next couple of days. All right, so start with the fish. All right, so I've got, and I don't laugh, guys, I always use a glove to handle most of my food. It's just my thing, you know. I have the tilapia already prepared and ready to put inside of my Copper Chef pan. So this Copper Chef pan is actually going to be going into the broiler. So I will take my favorite seasoning. This is my jam. And I will season the fish on one side, then the other, and then I will lay them across the Copper Chef pan and toss it right into the broiler. I just look for a certain kind of like crispiness to the fish, or texture to the fish, to when I know it's done, because you don't want to overcook it. When I broil, I have a gas stove, so it's very easy to burn it, and you don't want to do that. Try not to have a whole lot of other things that pull you away from the kitchen, because you need to watch it. I kind of learned that in the beginning a little bit the hard way. I came back and it was very charred, almost inedible. All right, so this is done. I'm gonna save this when I start the next pack of fish, and we are actually going to go stovetop with the next batch. Going into the broiler now. I will put the broiler on low, so that way I can keep an easier watch over how it's cooking. And for me, my broiler is here at the bottom. I'm gonna toss it in and then get ready for the next. So obviously I'm gonna have to like keep checking it just to make sure that it's cooking the way I want it to. But again, I'm right here in the kitchen, so everything should be just fine. The stovetop fish is not quite ready yet, but it is almost done. So again, I'm just searing it on that other side. While these are going, I still have the broiler going, so These are also not quite done just yet, but they will be probably in about, so it's been going for about 8 minutes. They will probably be done in another 10 to 15 minutes. They could cook faster if I put the broiler on high, but again, I don't want to run the risk of me coming back and then it's extra blackened and inedible. So we'll be back when it's time to go ahead and put these inside of the containers. All right, so here are the fillets that are done, that were cooked on the stovetop. Broiler is still going, so they will be ready soon. Stovetop just is a little bit faster. There we go. Yeah, look at that goodness. Yums. All right. So we will grab the lids for these. And again, some of these will get frozen. I just decided, you know, since I had the Costco order, I would just go ahead and cook it. That way it's ready. But I do still have other fish ready. It's just when you get this fish from Costco, like, you want to be timely about getting it cooked because you have a small window. Very small window. All right. Let's get this next batch. Here we go. Oh, look at that right there. I call these the crispy fish bites. I'll kind of nibble on these sometimes. Get a taste test. All right. Oh, this piece is heavy. All right. Here we go. Excelente. And this glorious piece here may be the one for today's next meal. We'll see. Good deal. Oh. Ooh. There we are. So now that the tilapia is all ready to go, with the exception of what's already in the oven, still under the broiler, I am going to go ahead and wash off the sweet potatoes, wrap them in heavy duty foil, put those in the oven, all of them, like I'm gonna cook them all, and then cook the beef. Here is the broiled tilapia, complete. Look at that. Beautiful. So I have some additional containers I'm going to be using to put those in. Then we're going to start with the beef and put on the potatoes. Once the potatoes are on, the purple potatoes take a while to cook. I'm literally going to go and find something else to do. Cardio. And then I will come back for the potatoes. But the nice thing is with potatoes, they don't really need to be watched all that closely. So I can go and do cardio, obviously here at home, and it not be an issue. So, all right, let's get these puppies packed up so we can move the train right on along. Got my little spatula. So I'm going to bring you guys another video of kind of like my super prep of meal prep when I kind of get started with my actual contest prep. So stay tuned for more details on that. It's almost just like it sounds. It is literally a super prep of all the things. many days of food prepared in advance, and it usually takes me 2 days to cook it all, 2 to 3 days to cook it all. But I spend a little time each day, basically getting that work done early so that I can spend more time focusing in on things like posing, more sleep, more cardio, and that it works out well because I get to give the attention to that versus doing the meal prep twice a week. So it just frees up my time. It's a time investment, but it does free up my time very well for, the first few weeks of prep where, that energy demand with that extra cardio that's required of me, my body, I'm giving my body some added time to adjust by having the food already ready. So I'll keep you guys posted. All right. And voila. Done. A couple of extra days here of tilapia complete. On to the beef. Errands are done. Now it's just a matter of, I had needed some study time. But here we are. Next meal. And the next meal is actually barramundi, spinach, and sweet potatoes. So I usually will just do either like steamed spinach or sauteed spinach. And when I saute it, it's just usually in either a little bit of olive oil or avocado oil. And when I bake the sweet potatoes, I just put a whole bunch on a sheet. And then I just wrap them in heavy duty foil and I just measure them out, plop them in the container, done. For the barramundi, I normally will broil it. So I usually will use just a sheet pan, lay the fillets out, and then season one side, broil it, flip it over, season the other side, broil it, done. So easy peasy, just, simple basics. And actually my next 2 meals will look just like this. I have the option of chicken or fish at this point, or turkey. I just feel like fish for me or chicken is just a little bit easier. I'm not a fan of turkey. Well, let's just say I'm not a fan of the type of turkey that my coach has on the plan. So I could do 93.7. Cool, no problem. But that 99% lean, it's just not, And I've done everything when it comes to trying to get it to be a little more moist. That's within reason of my plan. I've used vinegar. At a certain point, the condiments kind of get cut back a little bit. So it's short of just dousing it with oil or just drenching it in some sort of honey mustard. It's just, So rather than waste my money, I just get the fish. I just get the fish and the chicken. I can make do with any chicken or fish. Good to roll. So that's pretty much it. With the sweet potatoes, I usually rotate purple potatoes, Japanese sweet potatoes, and then the regular orange sweet potatoes. But just depends on how I feel and what I got a fancy for. The purple sweet potatoes take a little bit longer to cook. So on a week that I have a little more time, cool. But if not, Japanese and the regular ones, it is. All right. See you guys back in the next one. All right, we have finally arrived at meal number 5 for the day. This is probably my favorite meal because, come close, woo, it is hot. Just heated it up in the microwave, but we've got beef, we've got spinach, and then today, as promised, fresh out of that oven is the purple sweet potato. This is, so yummy. So this is, again, meal 5. Because it is a heartier meal with the beef, I look forward to it. So, all right, we got one more meal left, and I'll be back to show you guys that. Finally made it to the sixth and final meal of the day. We've got Costco egg whites, and then I will bring in the rice cakes once this is done cooking. So I just poured the egg whites in. I'm coming back again with my favorite seasoning. And just a few sprinkles. We'll do it. Seasoned taste. My favorites. You guys know I love Mickey Mouse. So yeah, I just scramble this up. And then I will toss on two rice cakes with a tablespoon of peanut butter and or almond butter. Today it's likely going to be almond butter. I have some honey almond butter that I am really into right now. So that'll be for tonight. And I mix it up. Sometimes I'll do peanut butter, and then the next night I might do almond butter. Just kind of depends what I'm feeling for that day. Yep. Just gonna let this cook up. And this is for it to be my bedtime meal. I actually like it this light for bed. You know, it's really just a matter of, I think, having something lighter on your stomach. So I just absolutely love the way that my coach plans the meals out. It's just enough protein to make sure that I'm not super hungry before falling asleep, but not so heavy that, you know, I feel like, oh, maybe I need to go and walk a little bit before I go to bed. You know how you eat some of those meals and your stomach just feels kind of heavy. So, but yeah, this is an easy one. So as you guys can see, for my meals, even though I'm still in the off season, I'm eating aplenty. Like, I have a lot of variety. I've got rice cakes on my high carb day. I have rice. If you guys want me to do a high carb day that's separate, leave it down in the comments below. And we can start working on that for you. But yeah, the only thing that changes for my high carb day is that I just have a little more rice, and then the servings of carbs that I have currently go up. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to get this plated and I'll be right back. All right, so here we are. We have egg whites, 2 low sodium rice cakes, then the tablespoon of almond butter. And this is the time where I usually like to take my mag. So this helps me to get to sleep and stay asleep. So this is definitely my nighttime routine. And that's pretty much it, guys. So I'm going to enjoy this last meal. Thanks for tuning in. And again, if you have more videos that you would like to see, put them down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Good night.